China has the most tanks on Earth, nearly 6,000 of them. That's more steel than the next two armies after it can field. But here's the strange part. The country everyone pictures when they hear the word tank isn't actually number one anymore. So let's count up to the top and watch the surprise arrive. Start near the bottom of the heavyweights. Algeria keeps almost 1,500 tanks parked in the desert. Jordan holds just over 1,500 of its own. Neither makes headlines. Both quietly out-armor most of Europe. Now climb a little. South Korea fields around 1,800 tanks, and they're some of the best built anywhere. Vietnam keeps close to 2,000, mostly old Soviet machines that simply never retired. Then the gap widens. Turkey runs about 2,300 tanks along a very nervous set of borders. Iran sits just behind, with roughly 2,700 stitched together from American, Russian, and homemade parts. Here's the first thing nobody expects. Pakistan, with nearly 2,700 tanks, owns a bigger fleet than Britain, France, and Germany combined. The old tank powers of Western Europe shrank. The newer powers did not. Now we reach the giants. Egypt is fifth, with 3,600 tanks, a wild mix of American Abrams and Soviet leftovers. India is fourth, with just under 4,000 tanks, guarding 2/10 frontiers at once. But here's the twist this whole story turns on. Third place doesn't go to a superpower. It goes to North Korea. Almost 5,000 tanks sit inside one of the poorest countries alive. Most are ancient. The sheer number is the point. So that leaves the two names you were waiting for. And this is where the map flips. The United States comes in second, with about 4,700 tanks. Everyone a modern Abrams or close to it. America didn't build the biggest fleet. It built the most lethal one, then stopped counting. Which brings us to Russia. For decades, Russia owned more tanks than anyone on the planet. It was the whole identity of the Red Army. Now it sits at number 2 by a hair, with roughly 5,600. And here's what nobody expects. Russia has lost more than 4,000 tanks in Ukraine. That's more armor than Britain, France, and Germany owned put together. Gone. Its entire T-80 fleet, around 1,200 machines, simply erased. So Moscow did something almost unthinkable. It started pulling tanks out of deep storage. 1950s T-55s, 1960s T-62s. Museums became supply depots. Which is exactly why China now sits alone at the top, nearly 6,000 tanks, and climbing while everyone else burns through theirs. But here's the catch, and it matters. Most of China's fleet is older too. Thousands are Type 59 machines, a design from the 1950s. Only around 3,000 are truly modern, the Type 96 and Type 99. So the real picture is sharper than the ranking. China has the most tanks. It does not have the most good ones, because a tank only matters if it can move, shoot, and survive. A number on a chart can't do any of those. Russia just learned that lesson the hard way, one burning hull at a time. China is betting it learned it watching from a distance. So the answer is China, with nearly 6,000 tanks. But the deeper answer is this. The age of counting tanks may be ending. The age of counting which ones actually work has only just begun.